Hello, good evening. Welcome to Guns and Yellow Ribbons. I'm Fergus. I'm your host. Happy New Year, everybody. We are back with a slightly different preview show. Trevor normally does the intro on this one, but because we haven't been in over Christmas, I thought I'd do the intro. We're going to cover a lot. We're going to cover the Brighton victory, the Villa victory. We're going to look ahead to the weekend's games, in particular, Arsenal versus Bournemouth, or Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
2025 season.
A year that has been, eh? What a year. Trevor, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the show. How are you?
You're taking the piss, aren't you? I forgot it was me that introduced tonight. Forgot all about it.
Yeah, go on then.
Forgot all about it. Unbelievable. No, you carry on. I've not got much of a voice anyway, so you carry on. I'll let you off.
Can I ask what the medal around your neck is about?
Yeah, I presented it to myself for putting up with you for another bloody year, Fergus. That's right.
I didn't know that what that was going to be. Alex, I had to put up with this every week, twice a week. You only come on, occasionally here and there. It's difficult for me, mate. You got to feel my pain, haven't you?
Yes, I do feel your pain. You are like an old married couple. You bicker and then you make up and then you bicker again, and yeah, it's the same old. New Year, same old.
Well, New Year, same old, but the world has a new goonerette. My fourth grandchild, a little baby Charlotte, was born this morning, hence why we weren't around Monday, because there was all that going on. So, yeah, she was born weighing 4 pounds and 2 ounces. She's all right at the minute, but yeah, she's still in hospital. She will be for a few weeks, I would have thought. Trevor, a lot to talk about. We've got Arsenal Brighton. We got Arsenal Villa. We've got to talk about how the media handle two different results, like the way they handle the Arsenal Brighton 2-1 versus who did Man City played 2-1, got last minute at Forest. Yeah, that was it. We'll look ahead to the Bournemouth game and we'll do predictions on all the other games as well. Where do we start? I suppose Brighton. Trev, yeah, do you reckon?
Yeah, we can do. I've got a bit of a problem with Brighton in that I was absolutely legless, and
you were
a little bit vague. I must just say before we go on to that, Ferg, congratulations to you and all the family.
Thank you.
Glad the baby's doing okay now, doing well, and she'll be fine. I just am a little bit disappointed though that app wasn't a red and white one, Fergus. You're letting the side down all the time.
That wasn't down to me. That's down to Mummy and Daddy and the nursing staff. She's only tiny, mate. She doesn't even feel a baby grow, so she is absolutely tiny.
We'll let you off tonight then. Only tonight. Next picture, please. I want red and white. Thank you.
I'm sure we'll sort it. So let's talk about Brighton. There was no Timber in that lineup, and Calafiori got injured in the warm-up. So whilst Calafiori's on there, remind me, Trevor, you were sober. Who replaced him? Alex, go on.
Who replaced who?
Skelly replaced Calafiori.
Yeah. And Rice played right back. I can remember
Rice
that.
played right back, and Gyökeres had a start. What did you make of the lineup? We're bare bones, weren't we, Alex?
I mean, defensively, yeah. It feels like they're dropping like flies. With Calafiori being injured in the warm up and Mosquera being out, and Gabriel was obviously on the bench for that one. So we knew he was getting back, but it just felt like every time we get one back, we'd lose another. So yeah, I think the build up to that game was. People were a bit worried defensively with Declan Rice playing right back and Skelly playing left back. How would that affect the way we played? But obviously, they did very well. and he slotted in nicely, Declan Rice. But yeah, I mean, it feels ages ago now, the Brighton game, and defensively it feels much more solid now with Gabriel being back, and Ben White is also back. He wasn't back for the Brighton game, so yeah, it's nice we're getting back our defensive players. But for that Brighton game, I was a bit worried how we'd set up defensively and how it affect the way we played with all the Rice and playing right back and Skelly coming in last second as well.
Trev, with Rice playing right back, which, to be honest, you can ask that player to play anywhere and he'll just do what he's asked.
Yeah.
But with him playing right back, Eze didn't get a look in, and you got Eze, Madueke, and Wanyama not getting many minutes. What's your thoughts?
Firstly, I think you could stick Rice on as a substitute for 90 minutes, and he'd still get man of the match somehow. We've got a very, very special player on our hands. I just pray that he's back and it's his little knock and he's back tomorrow and we see him play part of the game. That'd be wonderful. As for Eze, I think the questions are now being asked. Maybe, certainly in my head, I'm thinking Eze's had no game time now for the last 2 Premier League games. Is it a case of it's Odegaard or Eze in Arteta's mind? Is that the case? I don't know. I don't read minds, but it's starting to look that way. So I don't know what's going to happen with Eze as we go into the new year, because I think Odegaard's picked his form up nicely, and scoring his first goal of the season last week might just be the kickstart we need, because we need to see more goals from Odegaard. We need to see a few more from Saka, and then we're gonna fly. We're gonna fly.
Trev, I asked you a few questions. Sorry to overtalk, but I asked you a few questions ahead of after. We were going to do something last Monday, but as I said, I had to cancel. With Eze starting, you posed the question, and it'd be interesting what Alex has to say on this. Is it an admittance by Arteta that Odegaard and Eze can't play in the same team? What's your views first, Trev, and then go to Alex?
Well, you have to look at it like that, don't you? Because he's tried Eze on the left, and the poor lad's not had the greatest of games, and nowhere near as well as we know he can play. And for me, it looks like it's either Eze or Odegaard in the middle, in the 10 position. And the last couple of games, it's been Odegaard, rightfully so. I just wish he could find a way to get Eze in the side as well, because I've no doubt we've got a really high-class player on our hands. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like at the moment it's Eze or Odegaard.
Alex, do you not think that Eze could play the 8 alongside Odegaard 8? And because Eze seems to like the left, but not right tucked out on like the wing. He likes to come in a little bit. And he, I know he's preferred as a 10 by Palace, and as Trevor said, 10. But do you not see a way to accommodate both of them?
I mean, I think we could see them play together in certain games, but we know, like with Arteta, he likes his very much control in games, and I think probably with Merino right now instead of Eze, when we're playing Odegaard, I think it just gives us a bit more control in games. But I do think we could see them in certain games, maybe at home games where we're expected to dominate and sort of against the lower. The oppositions in the lower league table. But yeah, I mean, for games like Brighton and Villa, I just do think that Arteta wants a bit more control in midfield. And I agree, I probably don't like Eze on the left wing. I like him more central in midfield, and sort of in those positions we saw against Tottenham where he picks the ball up on the edge of the box and will be able to get a shot off or play a pass. But yeah, I mean, I do think we'll see them eventually play together in some games, just very specific ones.
Let's look at the game itself in a slight bit more detail. As you say, it seems like a year ago. Well, it was last year. Martin Odegaard opened the scoring, his first goal of the season. I could not believe that stat when you see it's his first goal of the season, 14 minutes in. Trevor, Odegaard, we saw it against Villa as well as against Brighton. But even when we played Villa, 3-4 weeks ago in Birmingham, because I was in that slightly higher pitch position to watch him play, Martin Keown said he was player of the match prior to Villa getting the winner, but I still felt he was player of the match. He's been outstanding. He's now back to his best, I think. Will that be the thing that kicks us on and kicks us back out of this? We're top of the table, but it feels like we're in a slump.
I wouldn't say Odegaard's back to where I've seen him at his very best yet. He's getting there. He's really getting there. I thought the game against Villa last week, we need to put that separately to the Wolves and the Brighton game because it was a completely different scenario.
I was told the away Villa game. Sorry.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to remember that because we lost to what turned out to be an average side in Villa, didn't we? Just gone fishing a bit there, boys, because the Villa fans have been on me.
They don't like you very much at the minute.
No, they don't like me. But I've not actually said anything bad about them. I've actually said I like them, but they don't seem to read things and they just see an Arsenal fan and jump on him at the moment. But I'm thick-skinned. I can take it, no problem. And they can't talk about me teeth for much longer because I'm off to Turkey soon. I'm going to come back, ping, you know what I mean? Anyway, we all get old. I've got old man's teeth. I can't help it. Right, so what were we saying? We were talking about Odegaard. Yeah, Odegaard, I think that he's coming. He's nearly there. He had a very strange game against Villa at our place, Ferg, in that every ball he tried to play along the floor was a brilliant ball. That ball to Zubimendi for the goal was, oh, my God. But every ball he tried to lift over the top into position, he gave the ball away. You watch the game back. He gave the ball away a lot when he tried to lift it. It was just one of them games. I noticed it because I was watching it on the TV, wasn't I? I wasn't there, so I watched it. And you notice these things differently, don't you? But no, I wouldn't swap. We couldn't say we'll put Eze in and move Odegaard out because no. Odegaard is key to us for the rest of the season, I believe. I genuinely do.
In that game, in the first half, we only had one goal, but it didn't match the dominance that Arsenal had. We had 15 shots on goal, and Brighton didn't even have a shot on goal. We went into the second half, and it was 52 minutes in, and our new striker didn't cost us a lot. Owen goal got the second. It actually was Jorginho Rutter, but in his own goal from a right corner. And to be honest, you know where we are, and it's not far from where you are, Trev, normally. I'm right behind Rice when he's taking that corner, and I'm seeing the ball just curl, and it's gone straight in, and I'm going, it's in. And it just takes the slightest touch off Rutter's head. I think it's harsh to take the goal away because it's untargeted, isn't it, from a corner?
I thought if the ball was going into the net and it took a deflection, then it was the attacker's goal. Yeah, anyway, exactly. It doesn't matter. Look, right. The key thing is for me, Ferg, I'm drifting. I never normally drift, though I ever, but I'm just
never.
Looking at the Brighton and the Wolves game, right, as a whole, right. There were let's admit it, two poor performances from the Arsenal, particularly in the goal scoring region, right? We just weren't on it. You know, Wolves 2 own goals, Brighton 1 own goal. And we've had them periods, the last 2 or 3 seasons, we've had a little period where we've just not looked like scoring 2 or 3 games and we've just gone off the boil. But the massive difference is, last couple of seasons, we've lost them games. We got beat at Fulham or we got beat by West Ham, you know. But this year we've won them. This year it's different. This year we won them. And we look like we're on the way back with that wonderful performance against a hard to play against Villa last weekend. So I'm full of excitement. I'm buzzing. Get me down to Bournemouth tomorrow and let's see us avenge last season's defeat. Because if we're honest, Bournemouth made us look very ordinary last season. I know we're going to come on to that, so I'll leave it there. But yeah,
but I think that was more VAR.
It was 6 points, Ferg.
That was VAR that made us look average because that was that Saliba offside that was overturned. Yeah,
what's his name, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he was in his ear.
Yeah, Howard Webb was on his phone. Yeah. Alex, answer me this: Miles Lewis-Skelly. I like the player. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a great youth prospect, and it's great to see somebody coming through from the academy. I'd like to see a little bit more of Ranieri, but he's really going to struggle to get into those positions. But Miles Lewis-Skelly is getting the minutes, but he's also picking up a lot of yellow cards. Should should he be doing better than getting these yellow cards? Like, he came on a few games ago and was on within 2 or 3 minutes and he got a yellow card. He got another yellow card against Brighton. He's picking up a lot of yellows. Why? Is it?
I mean,
let me put my theory first. Is it because he's more a natural defensive midfielder and he drifts in and he's getting himself pulled away, so defensively he's having to track back and try and cover his steps and he's making rash tackles? Or is he just overzealous? I don't know.
I think first of all we have to remember he's still very, very young. I think him coming in the way he did last season, putting in performances against Man City, Real Madrid. I almost forget how young he is sometimes this season. And then also I think he's a player that takes a lot of risks in his game. The way he receives the ball and always tries to sort of screen the ball and then run past 2-3 players. And I think with that risk also comes yellow cards when he gets caught out or loses the ball. And also, like you say, it's a demanding position he's being asked to play, playing left back, having to drift into midfield and then still cover left back defensively. So, I mean, he's a young lad. I think he'll learn when to take the risks and when not to. It's probably the best asset he has to his game, the way he receives the ball and glides past players. We've seen it like a number of times now this season against Atletico Madrid as well. So I think it's just about managing the risk in his game, and we'll be fine.
Trev, what's your thoughts on Skelly?
Look, where did my hero, my young star boy Saka? Where did he first play when he come into the side? He was shoehorned in at left back, weren't he?
Left back, yeah.
Shoehorned in at left back, and he played there for quite a while. And the best thing that ever happened was moving him out of that left back position, giving him a bit of freedom. And me, for one, I'd like to see Skelly moved away from left back, right? Alex just nailed it. The way the boy can glide with the ball at his feet and make time on the ball. Skelly can make time for himself on the ball. And for me, just an old Arsenal fan who don't know a lot about the intricacies of the game, that is a key component of a defensive or a box-to-box midfielder, right? Key component, right? Make yourself time on the ball. Zubimendi and Rice do it ever so well. And there's no reason why Skelly shouldn't be the next one in line if one of them don't play. I know Marino's in there as well, but get the young man Skelly into a position where he's going to play to his full attributes. And we're not shy at left back, are we? We've got Calafiori, we've got Hincapié can fill in there, so, and Timber can fill in there. So we're not shy. I mean, just briefly going back for 5 seconds, we put out probably our third choice back four last week, and I had every confidence in it. So we're not short, right? For me, I would love to get Skelly out of that defensive left back position. Look, the boy wants to play. Look at when he gets the ball. Look at when he gets inverted and he gets the ball now. What's the first thing he wants to do, right?
Run forward with it.
Yeah, football, right? He wants to make himself a little bit of space and attack the other opposition midfield and defence. I'd love to see him moved into the midfield. Maybe this season in the League Cup game. Well, it's the League Cup games. In the FA Cup games, go to Portsmouth, stick Skelly in the midfield, give the others a rest, and let's see how the boy goes. For me, honestly.
Well, Rice is meant to be out against Bournemouth. Maybe you could even play him in there, but it depends on what we've got left back. Demsek says maybe Skelly could be a backup to Rice or Zubi, and then he also says that another reason he's better in the midfield is left, and then the left backs can overlap and create for Gyökeres. One positive to see in that game was when Skelly did come off. Gabby came on, and it was great to see Gabby come on first time since November. And we'll talk about the Villa game, but it was immense in the Villa game, and it made such a difference. He is the heartbeat. You're touching your heart. He is the heartbeat of the squad, isn't he, Trev?
He's the talisman, right? Saliba got so much talk to last, couple of seasons ago. And rightfully so, because Saliba is a very fine player. But Gabriel is that pair of nuts in the back four, that'll put themselves on the line. And look what he's done, he's come back and scored from a set piece straight away, as if to rub salt in the wound of how much we've missed him. We've got to have him back in the side. We've got to keep our fingers crossed that he don't get injured again this season. And boys, we are writing it, because this Gabriel fella is a leader in all but name. I'm telling you. Talk about Rice being a leader, and he is. But if you said to me, who would you give the captain? If Odegaard got injured, who would you give the captaincy to? Rice or Gabriel? Gabriel for me all day long, and that's no disrespect to Declan.
I would probably give it to Rice only because I think Gabriel, whilst he's good at getting his message across, his use of language is not the. I don't think he's as great with English language as.
No wonder I got this.
What?
Me medal. Putting up with you talking with rubbish like that. His use of the language of a captain is get them by the scruff of their neck and bang their heads together if they're not playing well.
Such violence.
Gabriel is Tony Adams in all but name.
I get you. I understand. The final highlight of that game was what kept us in the game. Alex, this.
Yes. What
David Raya. The last time we saw anything like that was, as Trevor said to me before, was the closest thing we saw to it was Ramsdale at Leicester. But his performance was just outstanding and has been outstanding, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost forgotten about that save because of the one he made in the Villa game. But yeah, he kept us well in the game with that save, because that was shortly after they scored their goal, wasn't it? And yeah, I mean, when he hit that shot, Minte from Brighton, I thought it was going in, and I think he thought it was going in as well. But he just got his fingertips to it, Raya. And I mean, he's just such an all-around good goalkeeper. The way he claims crosses, his playing out with his feet, and then also just his goalkeeping ability. He's a great shot stopper as well.
Trev?
Ramsdale would have caught it. Right? And rolled the ball out quickly and got us up the other end. No, seriously, right? Seriously. Heath just asked what medal this is, right? Heath, I don't know if you missed the start of the show. That's my medal I presented to myself for putting up with Fergus for another year. And I think it's very well deserved. Listen, I've seen two. Oh, it's early for him to go, isn't it? Oh, he's back.
I'm sitting here.
I've seen two saves in the last 4 or 5 seasons that have taken my breath away, right? Only two that I can recall. You know, the ones that stick in your head. You see lots of good saves. And the only two that have really stick in my head is Ramsdale at Leicester. I still don't know how he saved that free kick. And that one from Raya against Brighton. He seemed to stretch another 6 inches as the ball was coming towards him and just get his hand on it. Superb save by Raya. What a fine goalkeeper we've got on our hands, eh? And what, boys, it wasn't just a really good save. It wasn't just a great save. It was a very important save, because if we win the league by a point this year, I'm going to go and snog David Raya for that save, mate. I'm telling you, because, that's the kind of things that win your leagues.
Also, I know the one he made against Villa in the last game, but also against Villa last season at Villa Park, he had an incredible save where I think it hit the post first, and then I think it was Watkins who was completely free on goal, and he made a recovery and saved Raya. He's just incredible.
Don't forget the save last year in Atalanta, the penalty.
Oh yeah,
he somehow got up after that. Oh, man. When you start thinking about it, and you realise.
And I don't know if this is the one you were talking about, Alex, as well. The one the other night at Villa as well.
He's made several of those now where he just seemed to recover so quick and get back up onto his feet, and he's crazy.
One of the last comments that Trev, when I asked you for your thoughts on the Brighton game, you said Saka is in fine form, and will will always have chances when he's playing well. Discuss is what I've put on here, because Saka, whilst he is our star boy and whilst he is one of the world's best wingers, he's not scoring enough goals. He scored, what's he done? 3-4 Premier League goals in the calendar year. That's not good enough, Trev, is it?
No. I wouldn't go like all strict teacher and say that.
I'm not going at him, but you know what I mean.
I know you're not. I would love to see more goals from Saka. He's having a bad season for scoring the goals, but we have to come on. We give him a bit of grace, because for the last 2 or 3 seasons he scored plenty and kept us right up there. I think that we persevere with Saka. We persevere with Saka out on the right. I know Madueke is having some great appearances and he plays on the right, but at the moment, for me, we persevere with Saka, and it'll come good, because he's too good not to come good. You know, he's still making chances. You don't look at the form Saka's been in this season and say that's form that what makes you want to drop him. Never in a million years for me. It might be form that you want to see more goals from him, and you think just please just score more goals, do a little bit better there. But when you look at it overall, it's not dropping in form. Not in a million years, Alex, is it?
I think also the stat that Ferg pulled up, I think we have to remember he was injured for a large part of the beginning of the year as well. So, but I mean, I do think he's had a bit of a drop in sort of his end product. And like you say, I think he's still great at creating chances and doing stuff on his own. He just lacks that at the moment, that finish or that killer pass and the right decision. But I'm sure it will come. Yeah. And also with Madueke, I mean, if he's not having a great game, just throw Madueke on, because we know how well he's been playing, even though he hasn't seen many minutes for the past couple of games.
Exactly, mate. And give Madueke should be starting, you know, the game against Portsmouth maybe, and stick Saka on the bench.
Definitely, yeah.
But I heard somewhere, it was a while ago now, that Saka, maybe just hearsay, but Saka hates being on the bench. He loves to be on the field, enjoying playing his football. So, you know,
most players.
That's what you want to see, isn't it? You know,
Alex, you're right to pull me up on the stat, because the stat can demonstrate any sort of agenda you want. And yeah, his injuries, like he was out for a number of weeks, a number of months with his injuries as well. So yeah, look, I did preface it with you know, he is a world-class player, and he is probably one of the best strikers, best wingers in the world. We're back to the yeah. Following that Brighton game, we're back to the top of the league. We were 5 points clear, I think, on that one. We won 2-1 against Brighton. Yes, it wasn't convincing. City won 2-1 away against Forest, and it was a 93rd minute grab of a winner. And it's just amazing the way the media report things. Gunners survive, Seagulls fight back to return top. And Chertsey stars as City win 8 in a row. They're the exact same week, the exact same results. We are still top of the table. Yet again, it's City are wonderful, 8 in a row. Arsenal still top of the league. I get sick of it, Trev.
Yeah. Do you know what, Ferg? I don't let it bother me. It's been going on so long. You know, City have nicked a couple of wins recently. You know, they've not played at their best, and the media haven't got onto them at all. But you know, it's the way it is. I honestly, Ferg, the media are the last of my worries. And so are other football teams up around us. Yeah, I'm aware of where they all are. Of course, I am. But all I do is watch the Arsenal. I don't even watch the rest of the match of the day now. I watch the Arsenal game to see how it changes. And then I'm turning it off and watching something else. I can't help it, right? Everybody says we shouldn't get too excited. We shouldn't get our hopes up, right? But for me, the game against Villa, which we need to talk about in a minute, the game against Bournemouth tomorrow and the game against Liverpool, they are the defining games over Christmas and New Year. Because once they're done, we're over halfway through the season. We're getting towards the back end of January, and then it gets really interesting, right? And as I said earlier, we've come out of our bad period, winning both the games where we played awful, right? And I'll take that all day long, right? I'll take that all day long. Now we've got to go tomorrow and do it again. And I'm not worried about the media in the slightest, Ferg. I'm not worried about social media, the newspaper media, Sky, telly media. Couldn't give a damn. Couldn't give a damn, mate.
As we do every episode, we always highlight Andy's Man Club. It's okay to talk, especially at this time of the year. It's a really difficult time for many. If you are struggling, if you need to chat to anybody, reach out to Andy's Man Club. Just go to andymansclub.co.uk. There are other charities out there. They're a suicide prevention charity, but they're also there to help with just men's anxieties. Just if you want to chat a cup of tea, just go online, put your postcode in. I put my local postcode in. There's about 5 within a half-hour drive from me. So just reach out and do that. I know it's a difficult time of the year. People have spent a lot of money. People get down. So do that now. Trevor, let's move on to Arsenal versus Aston Villa. It was Arsenal 4, Villa 1. Lineups. We drew last season 2-2 against them. It was a huge test, a must-win game. It's the third time Arsenal faced an opponent twice in the same month in the Premier League. Previously was Wolves in 2022 and beating Bolton twice in 2010. And it was Unai Emery's third visit in the Premier League to the Emirates since leaving Arsenal. Lineups: Rice was replaced by Marino. Hincapie played left back. Gabriel's first start since November. Talk me through this game. The first half, I thought we were better than some people are talking.
Who are you asking, me or Alex?
Yeah, you. I said Trevor.
If you're presenting the show today, do the job properly.
I am. Stop bitching.
Don't do it in halves,
God.
Yeah, I thought that the first half, if we're honest, Villa probably had the best chances. They broke away a couple of times and didn't really threaten the goal, but they had the chances. But do you know what? I was really, really disappointed in Villa. I really was, because when we went up to their place and they scored that lucky late winner, I thought, do you know what? I don't mind losing this so much as I would do, because Villa look a decent football side. And I was really looking forward to seeing them come to the Emirates and play football and try and beat us playing football. And they didn't. From minute one, they just... Well, I've heard that there was, out of the 45 minutes in the first half, the ball was in play for 24 minutes, right? And that's all you need
26 minutes, yeah.
That's all you need to know. Martinez was disgraceful, right? He's such an unlikable character. I'm not going to go over the top and call him all sorts of names because, I don't do that. But it's such an unlikable, unsavoury character. And then, of course, every other Aston Villa player on the field was spending every minute they could on the floor. But, right, there's a massive but here. I don't blame Villa for it, right? Because when teams come to the Arsenal, the best team in the country right now, they're going to use every means at their disposal to try and get something out of the game. Wolves did it. Wolves did it a few weeks ago. Their goalkeeper, what's his name? I can't remember his name now. God, he was terrible, just as bad as Martinez, And in both of those games, all the refs done is give them a little wave. Come on, I'm watching you. Come on. So while the refs doing that, they're going to keep time wasting. They're going to keep cheating. They're not going to let us play the football for the 45 minutes. They're going to do everything they can to remain in the game, And then I watched the game yesterday, Tottenham v Brentford. Vicario, time wasted a couple of times. The referees banged him a yellow card. That's it. It's all over. We watch football again because he's not going to do it again. So why is it some refs won't do it, won't give that yellow card for that time wasting? Dish them out. Let's see more of the game. And when I say that, I'm talking about the Arsenal as well when we do it, because we do it when we're away sometimes. Let the fans watch the football. Sorry, Ferg. Carry on. I'll let you carry on now.
By the way, can we just pull that up again? That Vicario time wasted at 0-0 against Brentford.
Yeah.
How bad is that?
What was that? 69 minutes into the game, so there's still like a good half hour
yellow card
left.
Time wasting against Brentford.
It's happening all over the place, and referees. Although what we think as fans is time wasting, sometimes the referees wait an age before they blow their whistle, and then the 5 seconds start. So they'll give them a lot of time to set, and seem to give more and more time for keepers and defenses to set before they blow the whistle, and then go, right, Trevor, 5, 4. And
do you know what, Ferg? You've nailed it. You've absolutely nailed it. And Gary's asked the question, should refs be better managing games they set the bar for time washing? Well, of course they should, Gary. Ferg's nailed it there. They've brought in that wonderful 8-second rule this year, right? Goalkeepers are not holding on to the ball anymore. It should be the same for goal kicks and free kicks. When you put the ball on the floor, you've got 8 seconds to kick it, right? And you're not going to walk back to it and move it a bit or kick your boots on the goalpost when there's no mud on your boots, or get cramp and roll on the floor, or move the ball from one side of the goal to the other. It should be the same 8-second rule. Once you put the ball on the floor, you've got 8 seconds, launch it.
Yeah, absolutely. But what the referees are doing, allowing all that, kicking the post, moving the ball around, rolling around, or any sort of time wasting for the rest of the team to set up. And then he puts the ball down, or the free kick is set, and the referee then takes 3 or 4 steps away, looks away, and then goes, blows. Then the time starts. But by that stage, it's probably 20, 25 seconds gone out of the game.
They don't need a whistle to take a goal kick or a free kick. They don't need a whistle. It's not the laws of the game that they have to wait for the whistle. The ref will tell them to wait for the whistle if he wants them to. It's a simple rule to put in. When they put the ball on the floor, you've got 8 seconds. You know, launch it up the field or pass it to your defender or do whatever. And some referees do get it, because as Alex just agreed, yesterday in the Tottenham game, Vicario was time wasted at 0-0. Bang, have a yellow card. Straight. And it stopped it.
Conscious of time, so in the first half of that game, Gyökeres on the 7th and the 36th minute had 2 opportunities to score. One was a header which I hit the roof of the net with 7 minutes on the clock, and the other one was a shot, a header as well, which went wide. Alex, Gyökeres should do better, especially with the first header. I know headers aren't his speciality, but like even just his positioning, getting under it rather than on here on his head. He's like, it's hitting here on his head.
I mean, I was very happy to see him find those positions, and also I think to see his teammates find him in those positions as well. I think Trossard's one of the few ones that's very good at finding Gyökeres when he makes his runs. He just needs to finish them, and I really, really do hope that he starts doing that soon, because I mean, he's got Jesus and Havertz ready to go on the bench now. So I mean, that just adds the pressure on him to finish his chances, because we've seen how well Jesus is playing when he's come on in the past couple of games. But I really do hope that he starts finishing those chances, because he's a really good player, and he offers something different to Havertz and Jesus as well. But yeah, should have done better on those headers, and I hope he will do soon.
Yeah. Let's go into the second half. We had 4 goals in the second half for Arsenal, 5 goals in total. Watkins had a consolation goal in the 93rd minute. Decent player. Finishing it could be better. But we had goals from Gabriel, Zubamendi, Trossard, and Jesus. Gabriel from a set piece again. It was set piece, ole, Trevor. Great. Again, I think you summed him up earlier when we were talking about the other game. You know, he's the heart and soul, isn't he?
He is. He is, mate. Firstly, Kev, if we had external timekeeping, mate, we'd still be in the Emirates now from the Villa game. We'd still be in there now, mate.
They've done an experiment on that. They've done an experiment on that, and they said that if they changed the game to 2 half hours and stopping the clock every time the ball was out of play, it would equate to about 45, 50 minutes per half. So you would get the right amount of football. So do like rugby. and you know rugby very well.
You see, and I do, I do. I know about it now, but just before I go on to that second half, because it's important we look at the very start of the second half, I'm getting worried with the Gyökeres situation, right? I'm not so much worried about Gyökeres. I would like to see him score more goals. Hopefully it'll come. Please let it come. You know, the lad's trying hard. But don't forget, Alex just did it, right? Don't forget, people are talking about Havertz nearly fit, Jesus fit again. But the reason we wanted a striker was because Jesus and Havertz weren't scoring enough goals. You know, that was the reason we wanted to go out and buy an out-and-out striker. So I'm a little bit worried about that. Ferg, as for the second half of the Villa game at home, the most important thing that happened in the whole of the 98, 100 minutes, whatever it was, happened straight after half-time when Gabriel scores that goal. Because as soon as Gabriel scores that goal, Villa's antics stop. They go into complete reversal, right? Because now they've got to come and play football. They're not going to get anything out of the game by wasting time, laying on the floor and not playing to the levels we know they can play at, right? So they had to come out and play football. And we know what happened after that. The best footballing side won the game comfortably, Ferg. So it was so important, that Gabriel goal.
Alex, 4 minutes later, Zubimendi with a beautiful pass from Odegaard. And Odegaard was just, I described Odegaard at the moment and in recent weeks as the electricity that makes Arsenal powers Arsenal. He mightn't, yes, he's got one goal, but what he's doing, what you see him play off, and this is the advantage of seeing live football rather than TV football, because I don't see the director's cut, I see my cut. And he's just been immense. But Zubimendi gets that goal. And then not only does the football change, but the stadium changes. I don't know if you could hear it on TV, but the nervousness that was around in the first half, that in the stands and on the concourse beforehand, because the concourse was a really odd concourse on Saturday. It just really wouldn't get going. There was a lot of different people because it's Christmas and people move tickets on and stuff, but it still just wouldn't really get fired. But once that goal went in from Zubimendi, it really kicked off. And could you hear it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Especially just as the goal went in as well, it was a huge roar, especially because of the build up to the gate to the goal as well, and the way we were pressing at that moment in the game. And I think we have to give a bit of credit to Arteta as well, because I think in the first half there was huge gaps in the midfield, and it was like we were set up wrong at times. But in the second half, he must have adjusted something, because everything just seemed to click in that second half. And I know the goal from Gabriel certainly changed the way the game sort of went as well, but it just felt like everything clicked in that second half. Our press was just perfect, and yeah, Martin Odegaard, he was the one driving us forward, and the one who created that goal for Zubimendi. And then also on Zubimendi, what a gem we've got, what a player we've signed from Sociedad. He can do everything. He wins his duels. He can score goals. He's a leader on the pitch as well. He's just such a good player.
Yeah. Wow.
I was worried when we sold Partey, and I was worried about how long it would take for Zubimendi to settle into the Premier League and settle into life in England. He's only been at the same club for his whole life. But I mean, he's just clicked from the first game at Manchester United. He's been a signing of the season for me.
Do you think the fact that Odegaard played there and Marino played there, that they're Spanish internationals as well, do you think that has helped him settle in?
I mean, it could do. As you mentioned, it was a Sociedad midfield we played against Villa. Those three played together in Spain, so certainly that could help. But yeah, I think he's just a brilliant player, Zubimendi.
But Trevor, another one from Trossard that made that started with Odegaard. He took a shot that was deflected back out to Timber. Is it, how do you pronounce his name? Dingy, is it? Digne was deflected back at it, and Timber nicked the ball off him, passed it to Trossard, who drilled it past Martinez. He barely saw us him going past him. There was a big VAR check on that goal. I couldn't see why. They were looking for an offside, I think. It's
I
never
thought
explained to us.
I
It was
thought it
never
was
explained to
offside.
us.
It was.
Watching it, I thought it was offside. So it must have been very close.
They looked at two offsides. They looked at Saka, then they looked at Hincapié, right? And Zubimendi, he goes under the radar. He's one of them under the radar players that works his socks off. Reminds me very, very much of Kevin Richardson in the 89 title winning side. Very much. He was a much underrated workhorse, and Zubimendi plays that way. Ferg, the 4 goals, right? They were all really important for different reasons, right? Firstly, Gabriel's because he opened the game up, right? It made Villa play. And I honestly think, we picked it up after half time. Of course we did. But if Villa had tried to play football in the first half, I think we'd have been on top as well in the first half. It would have been a different game. There'd have been, we'd have played football against them. The second goal was who was it? Trossard, wasn't it? No, Zubimendi.
Zubimendi, yeah.
Right. So important because not only is it important for Zubimendi to score goals if Saka and Odegaard aren't, but the ball from Odegaard. It was Odegaard back to his very, very finest, right? The third goal, Trossard from the edge of the area. It wins the game. You relax then and you start thinking we've won the game now. And it was a wonderful finish from Trossard. And then, of course, Ferg, the icing on the cake, mate. The absolute icing on the cake. Jesus comes on the field, runs through, gets a wonderful pass, and buries it in the corner perfectly, right? If he can continue doing that till the end of the season, and this is where I'm linking in, then we're going to start thinking about Jesus or Gyökeres, right? Because as I said just now, don't forget the reason we bought Gyökeres was because Jesus and Havertz didn't score enough goals, right? But if Jesus looks like that for the rest of the season, we're all right. We really are all right, Ferg.
Well, Dan said to me that Jesus should start over Gyökeres in the next game. I don't know. I'm worried about Gyökeres' confidence, but that fourth goal you talk about all started in one place. It started on the corner of our penalty box from Odegaard, who put a ball into Zubimendi, who put a ball through to Trossard, onto Jesus, and I think it was might have been his first touch of the ball after a substitution.
Of course,
yeah. And he put the ball in the back of the net. It's just, but again, I cannot talk about Odegaard. It just looks amazing at the minute. He looks like he's starting to control everything, absolutely everything. Halfway through the season then, boys, we said last year when we finished the year, we had 14, 15 draws. We're halfway through the season and we are 12 points better off with the exact same games as we did last season, turning 6 of those draws into wins. We've lost the same number of games, only 2. Verdict on the season so far. And Trevor, if you even want to go into like European sort of stuff as well, like, how have you felt? What have you enjoyed?
Ferg, to use the old saying, right? At the start of the season, someone would have said to you boys, at Christmas, halfway through the season, you're going to be top of the league, 4 points clear. Would you have took it? I know I would. I'd have grabbed at it all day long. Come on. There's some cracking football teams in the Premier League, right? Not just us and City. There's 4 or 5 other cracking football teams, more cracking football teams that can all win on their day, right? And we are top of that pile. I'm nothing but proud of where we are and what we've done. Even when we've been playing badly, we've worked wins out. I'm proud of every single player that's worn that shirt this year. I genuinely am. I'm not just saying that for the sake of it. I really am proud of it, Ferg, listen, right? If you've asked me about the highlights of the year so far, right? And I've got a few written down. Are we going to move on and talk about them?
We're done with the Villa game, and I just want to do that. I'm conscious that we've got probably 20 minutes with you, Alex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take 2 minutes going through. I've got some points written down here. Yeah. For me, one of the best game of the 2025 season, and there's a few, was the win away in the Bernabeu. right, was the win away in the Bernabeu, because Madrid had been talk all week. They were so confident. Their fans around the stadium before the game were laughing at us, saying, you know, they're going to beat us. And that was a wonderful performance to win 2-1. And we missed a penalty. And the stadium was off the scale. So that's, for me, that's my very best game of the year, boys. You know, I don't know what your thoughts on that are. And then, of course,
Alex,
go on.
No, I was going to say, you want to carry on that point?
No, I'm done with Real. That's me done, boys. I don't know if you
okay.
agree.
The other guy, you got to do a couple of other games, then, were you?
A few others, like, you know, the PSV away last year. We played them for the third time in 3 years, right? And we went and won 7-1 away at PSV. They didn't know what had hit them, right? The PSV, the Dutch league ain't the strongest league, but to go to their patch and beat them 7-1. They were absolutely gobsmacked. They couldn't believe. They were in a state of shock, the fans and the players, after that game. Blew them away. A wonderful performance in PSV. Then last week we had the first visit to the Hill Dickinson Stadium. What a wonderful stadium that is. What a wonderful stadium that is, right? I went to Bruges at Christmas. We've won 3-0 in Bruges. It was a great trip. We beat Tottenham a few weeks ago, 4-1 at the Emirates. And if you don't celebrate 4-1 wins over Tottenham, then you've got to think about if it's worth paying the entrance money, you know. We went to Prague and won 3-0. We went to Bilbao and won. We've seen Declan score the best 2 free kicks ever scored in one game against Real Madrid in the home leg. And we was at the last ever game of Goodison, Ferg, to watch the Arsenal play their last game. The Arsenal men play their last game at Goodison, right? What a wonderful year. I could have made the list twice, 3 times as long, Ferg. But for me, that's the highlights of the year. But what I'm going to finish with before I let you boys have your say, right, is that I've had a wonderful season following my great football club. A wonderful year, 2025. Amazing year, full of memories, full of hope, even expectation. We came up just short of the end. I was devastated in Paris. But I've just got it in my head, right, that as good as 2025 was, I've got it in my head. 2026 is going to be an absolute blinder, boys. It's going to be an absolute blinder, I reckon, Ferg.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody saw the code I had written in my Facebook New Year's message to my friends and family on Facebook. There was a lot about May 2026, bring you the happiness you dream of. May 2026 be celebrated, the best times with your friends and your family. All that sort of stuff. So yeah, I didn't want to. I'm not going to jinx nothing, but I'm just saying, may you have a great 2026. Alex, 12 points better off, 6 draws into wins. First half of the season, it's got to be a 10 out of 10, really, isn't it? Or is there anything you haven't liked?
Oh, it's difficult when you're top of the Champions League and the Premier League and still win the cups. Not to be very happy with how it's went, and I think especially with how we've been tested, our squad depth, with the amount of injuries we've had, I think we have to be very, very happy. It hasn't always been pretty the way we've won a lot of own goals, set piece goals, but I mean we're still in it in all of them. So yeah, I think it's been a brilliant first half of the season, and I think we've still got new heights to reach as well. I think sort of that Villa game points to where we can go for the second half of the season. We've underperformed our XG quite a lot in the last many games, apart from the Villa one. So I think if we start finishing our chances, I think we can go on quite a run now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of way to go, and the games are coming thick and fast as well. So
yeah,
trying to stay grounded and just one game at a time.
Very much so, and it's good to see a young lad like you to use that phrase, stay grounded, because yes, Villa has given us some hope, because it was looking a bit turgid. I was bored watching us, but I was delighted where we are. But you know, seeing Odegaard come back to his, looking like he's come back to his best, seeing some of our striking options getting back fit, would be good to see Kai Havertz back. Gives us hope that we can have an exciting run into the end of the season, and you know, praying to anything and everything. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
boys, the biggest indicator for me, right, was you look at our players after the Wolves and after the Brighton games. They were fuming. They were annoyed. Arteta was stomping around. They knew they hadn't played well. They knew they'd got away with a couple of games. And that is exactly what I want to see. If I'd have seen our players just traipse off, yeah, I'm getting my money this week, then I'd have been worried. I am not worried in the slightest. I'm often wrong, but I hope I'm not on this occasion.
You may be wrong, but you never admit it. But that's another.
Right, look, let's run through your scores.
Listen. Hang on, one second. My top two games were Newcastle away, winning Newcastle away, and the semi-final where Rice scored those 2 goals against Real Madrid in the Champions League final was just unreal. The atmosphere in there was electric.
In the Champions League final, my God.
Whatever, quarterfinal, wasn't it? Yeah. Next up, we're talking about Bournemouth. Go on, Alex. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, I just wanted to add. I mean, you've probably covered all the best games last year, but the one I wanted to add was the 5-1 win against City at home. I think we were due one over them, and they got it big time in that game. And yeah, that was just Skelly scored, Waneri scored. That was just a fantastic win.
Yeah,
be humble.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next up, we play Bournemouth on Saturday's 5:30 kickoff. Bournemouth are winless in the last 10 Premier League games, drawing 5, losing 5. It's the longest run without a win in a top flight campaign. Arsenal have lost just 1 of their 16 Premier League games, winning 12 and drawing 3, winning the last 4 in a row, 2-1 ahead of the winning the last 4 in a row since the 2-1 defeat at Aston Villa. Changes in the lineup. I hear Rice isn't available, so we talked about let's briefly, Alex, what's your thoughts? How would you set up?
I think my best guess is he'll give Rice a rest and let Rice be ready for Liverpool.
Yes.
And then Calafiori's still out, Mosquera's still out, so I think we'll see the same back four. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Hincapié. And then I think we might just see the very same team that we played against Villa. I don't think he'll make any changes.
Trevor, it was a game that you nearly lost your cool at last season. Hopefully it's not the same this season, because you were really annoyed with the referee and some of the stewards as well, man.
Yeah, I had a bad day, didn't I? I bought myself a ticket right at the back for this one, so I'm out of the way of all the stewards. Gone up the back, out of the way. Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I'm excited about the rest of the season. And as I say it too often, really. But we haven't had this last 2 or 3 seasons. We've had it, you know. But before that, we went years where I was thinking, "Oh God, the second half of the season's coming. Where are we going to end up?" I honestly think we're going to buy a player or 2 in January. I really do. It wouldn't surprise me if the Arsenal don't surprise us and bring a player or 2 in January, although I think our squad depth is very good. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to Bournemouth tomorrow. Then I've got to miss another 2 or 3 games. Part and parcel of getting old, you know, the health as it is. I have to miss the odd 1 or 2. But once I've done that, once I get to the back end of January, I'm missing none. Even if it puts me 6 foot under, I am missing no Arsenal games. I'm determined. Yeah, so boys, let's just enjoy it. I'm enjoying this ride. I'm enjoying watching. I actually enjoyed watching those players get upset with each other after the Wolves and the Brighton games, you know. I enjoyed it. I thought, yeah, this is what I want to see. Don't walk off like that's satisfactory levels, because the levels weren't good enough. And they're doing it, you know. Gyökeres is going to come good, right? Havertz is going to come back and come good. Jesus is going to come good. Saka's going to score more goals. Odegaard's going to score more goals. We're going to have a plus 200 goal difference at the end of the season. Be excited, you know. Be really, really excited, because I am, right?
Talking about goals, let's talk about what we predict, because we've done an hour talking about Arsenal. This is a preview show. We're quickly going to go through what these are, rather than talking too much about the games.
Ferg, Villa v Forest.
I'm going to match the February 2024 results.
I was going to talk about it, and now you're rattling about it.
I was going to go 4-0, but I'm going 4-2 to Villa.
Right, okay. Alex?
Villa will bounce back 3-1.
I've gone for a Villa win 2-0. Brighton v Burnley, Fergus, my mate.
3-0 Brighton.
I think Brighton will win 2-1 against Burnley. Burnley are going down.
Yeah, I've gone 3-1. So we're all going for the same so far. I've gone Brighton 3-1. Wolves v West Ham. Oh boy. Ferg, we can talk about this one for a sec, but there's nothing to talk about, is there? You know what I mean? Wolves v West Ham.
It could be a really bore draw but from West Ham's point of view, they need to win this game and they need to win the following game midweek, which is against Forest at home. Otherwise, they are truly dead and buried. Wolves are woeful, and they even managed to get a point against Man United. But I still think that was a dig at my brothers. I'm going to go a 3-1 to West Ham.
Oh, you know what I mean? Ooh. I've heard that if our season tickets go up anymore, Alex, Ferg's getting a West Ham season ticket because there's loads available. Alex, who's going to win it? Wolves or West Ham?
I'm backing Ferg's team as well. I've gone for a 2-1 West Ham.
Have you? I've gone for a bore 0-0 draw because that game don't deserve any goals, boys.
No, it's a boring one.
If you're putting your
Leeds v Man United.
If you're putting your predictions in the chat, please put the teams on there. Otherwise, I don't know which one you're talking about. So yeah.
Leeds v Man United, Ferg.
The Rose Derby.
Desmond, that you know what? Back in the day, that was a huge game. It was a huge game, Leeds Man United. But I think Leeds are scoring goals. It's at Ellen Road. I think United are improving, but I'll still going for 2-2.
Thank you for rushing through that, Ferg. Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, great game, great derby. I've gone for loads of goals and a draw, 2-2.
2-2. I've gone for Leeds to beat Man United 2-0. I think Leeds are on a cracking run of form. Everton v Brentford. Ferg.
2-2.
Another draw. Everton v Brentford. Alex.
I've gone for another draw as well. 1-1.
Oh, I've gone for a 1-0 win to Everton, only because I've got a soft spot for them. Fulham v the Red Scousers. Ferg.
Well, I think Arnie's fallen through the slot, and I think Fulham will win 2-1.
Yeah. Alex.
I'm sitting here questioning my own prediction. I have gone for a Liverpool win, but they did look terrible the other night, didn't they, at home against Leeds? So
are you changing your mind then?
Yeah, I'll go for a 1-1.
A draw. I've gone for Fulham to beat Liverpool 1-0. I think Fulham have hit a little bit of form, you know.
Smith Rowe goal.
Got a draw at Palace, you know. Palace and no pushovers.
Cross chunky. We don't know what game that's for, so make sure you stick on at least the team so we know what you're talking about.
Because we're rushing. The Barcodes v the Palace. Alex, go first. The Barcodes v the Palace.
Newcastle at home. Always a good side. I've gone for a 2-1 to the Barcodes.
Ferg.
Newcastle home win 2-1.
Newcastle. I've gone for a 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. You know, there was a Newcastle fan wearing his shirt the other week and he laid down in the road, right, and everyone walked across him. Tottenham v Sunderland. Alex, I want to know what you're going to say here. Be careful, fella.
Yeah, I'll have to be careful. I mean, we saw how well Sunderland defended and how crap Tottenham are at scoring. So I've changed my prediction from the original one. I've gone for a 1-0.
You can't do that. That's against the rules.
No, not until I've written them down, Ferg. I'm going to let the boy off.
1-0 Sunderland, Shaka Screamer.
Go on, Ferg.
I've gone the same score.
I've gone 2-0 Sunderland. And do you know what? You can actually make a case in the form book for giving that prediction this week. We're not just against Tottenham, are we?
No. Tottenham are poor at home. They're worse at home than they are away from home. And Sunderland, Christ, it was somebody described it to me today as they watched the Sunderland game last night. It was the most exciting 0-0 they've ever watched.
It was, yeah. It was.
I watched it. It was awful. Awful. No, I didn't watch Tottenham Sunderland. What did I watch? I watched Tottenham Brentford last night. It was awful.
That was
final
awful.
game. Right, final game. Money against money. Chelsea, Man City at home at Chelsea. Alex.
Oh, we all want that manager bounce back, don't we, for Chelsea? I can see a couple of goals being scored here. I've gone for 2-2.
Draw. Ferg.
To be honest, I can't disagree with Alex on most of his predictions. I've gone 2-2 as well. No manager, it's hard to call.
Do you know what? Right, I've gone 1-1. So we've all gone for a draw. Hopefully that'll do us. That's all right. That'll do us. And just remember, while we're talking about Chelsea and Man City, right, I've had a couple of Chelsea fans giving it about their success on social media this week. Just remember, all you Arsenal fans, right? If you say to a Chelsea fan, how did your success come about? If they're honest, they've got to say two names, Abramovich and Bahili's money. That's how a success come about. They had no success before that. If you ask an Arsenal fan, how did the success come about? We can say through great managers like Chapman, Allison, Whittaker, me, Graham, Wenger, all making great sides in an era when there wasn't so much money in the game. So the classes are different. We're a class above them. Don't let the Chelsea fans get on your back, because we are by far superior in all ways. Anyway, Ferg, I'm done. We're going to press the button then or what?
No.
Bournemouth. I forgot about
We need the most important one.
Yeah, well, it's a given, isn't it? It's a given. Ferg, Bournemouth v Arsenal.
2-0 to the Arsenal.
Alex.
3-0.
Ferg's gone 2-0. Alex gone 3-0. I've gone 3-1 to the Arsenal, because I think Bournemouth at home might get a goal, but they won't get anywhere near beating us. Sorry we had to rush through that, everybody out there. There's 255 people out there, and it's growing by the second. Thank you for watching. Wonderful. If you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, it'd be much appreciated. We appreciate each and every one of you and how you've helped us grow in the last year, because we've grown substantially in the last year. And it's all down to you guys putting up with my sense, Alex's charm, and Fergus's ball crap, you know. But it sort of works, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It sort of works. So I'm going to pass you over to Ferg now, because at the end of the day, Ferg's in charge. We're only here because Ferg does all the donkey work, and I genuinely appreciate it. So I'm going to shut up and let Ferg close us out. Press the button.
You have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Trevor can't keep his mouth shut.
No,
I was sticking to the time, Alex.
No, it's serious, right? Our good friend Henty, right? He's not been very well the last couple of days, and I believe he's on the mend now. He's all right. He's got sorted. But I just wanted to say, Henty, we appreciate your input to this show. Looking forward to seeing you soon, mate. And get well quickly, Henty. All the best. Sorry, Ferg. I'm not going to talk.
No. That's brilliant.
Hopefully he'll be at Liverpool, because I know he was supposed to.
Yeah, hopefully.
He will.
Hopefully see you at Liverpool, Henty.
Alex, we made your deadline because you want to be gone by
done.
1 minute's time, so we've done really well. As Trevor said, if you would like to go across to our that QR code up there, if you click on that, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. It really will help us. We're trying to get 1,500. I was hoping to get 1,500 subscribers on YouTube by the end of the year, but listen, let's do it by the end of January. We're at 1,446, so I need 54 of you to go on there and subscribe. Come on, you can do it. We've got 266 of you. Go to YouTube, Guns and Yellow Ribbons, You have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast. As you can see, it's by Arsenal fans and it's for you Arsenal fans. Up the Arsenal, fuck Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.